Your balls are out of control in Brawl Ball, in Brawl Stars. Your ball control is bad. This community has a very poor understanding in general of Brawl Ball. So in this video, I'm gonna teach you everything you need to know about Brawl Ball. And I think you'll be shocked by how much secret tech and depth you don't even know about. The number one rule of ball control in Brawl Ball is to always have access to the ball. That doesn't mean you're holding the ball, because if you're holding the ball, that means you're not shooting, which means your team is in a 2v3. You need the ball somewhere where your team can get it and the enemy team can't get it, because that means when you do win control and you do start pushing up, you're able to grab the ball and move it to wherever you need it to be next. When you're playing defense and you're being pressured, you're obviously not going to hold control of very much of the map, especially if you're being spawn trapped, but you do have ways of stalling until you can try to win control back. Cornering and clearing. Cornering is when you put the ball in the back corner of the map, and it's the hardest place on the entire map for the enemy team to get the ball. You do this if you're on defense, or if you're winning and you're trying to stall out a game. You want to put it in the corner your team is more equipped to defend. This is especially important in overtime when there's no walls. If they're controlling the whole left side of the map and you put it in the left corner, they're just going to get it out and score on you. You need to put it in the right corner. And I can't believe I have to say this. If your team has the ball cornered and you're getting pressured, do not run into the corner and kick the ball out. This is the most common mistake I see in Brawl Ball. People going into the corner and retrieving the ball when they don't have control, and then the enemy team just has an easy score. The most dangerous place the ball can be is in front of your goal, so don't leave it there. The other important thing to know is clearing. Here's a quick quiz on clearing. Should Jonah A, kick it up towards the middle, B, kick it up the right side, or C, cross it in front of his goal? The answer is C, because it's not only going to be in the safe spot away from the enemy team, but you've got a teammate respawning who's going to be able to grab it and push it up. A is also acceptable because Meg is going to be pushing up there, but Meg might end up in a little bit of danger trying to grab the ball from Rico. Jonah made the worst decision. Clearing is when you are going to die, you're going to get scored on, so you grab the ball and you just kick it as far away as you can. You just try to kick it to wherever it'll take your enemies the longest to grab it and score. That can be the corner, that can just be straight up the map. Most commonly it's a cross. That's going to give your teammates the chance to respawn, maybe even you the chance to respawn, so you guys can fight and try to prevent the goal. And clearing is super important. It will save you games all the time. The final most important thing to note about ball control is that when overtime is about to start, hold the ball. Unless you have a goal that you know you're going to score, it's a lot easier to just hold the ball, wait for all the walls to break, and get into positions where you'll easily score the ball once the walls break in overtime. So often, I have teammates that kick the ball to the other team right before overtime starts, and that's just an easy way to lose. Like, if you do that, you are literally cutting your chances of winning in half. You want the ball in overtime. You should never give the ball to the other team in overtime. You shouldn't give the ball to the other team in general, but if you're doing it in overtime, then you're throwing. The confusion around this is formed because there is one time where you should give the ball to the enemy team. If you're in a close range fight and you have the ball, you can kick the enemy team the ball to waste their ammo. This is a turnover and it's going to stop you from scoring, so you should only do it if you need to win a close range fight. It's like the most said Brawl Ball tip in the world. And I think people interpret that to mean just kick the enemy team the ball and they'll have to use their ammo at some point. But unless you're in an immediate fight, I promise you your enemies can afford the one ammo that it takes to kick the ball. So do not be giving them the ball. Next up, we have passing. Passing is very important for spreading out the pressure of the defense as well as getting the ball up quickly. But you have to be very careful when you're in a fight to make sure not to waste your teammates' ammo and to keep possession of the ball. When you do pass the ball to your teammates during fights, what you want to do is you want to kick it in front of them, because this gives them the option to pick up the ball if they want to, or leave it if they want to. And it also allows them to react to it, so they're prepared. As opposed to your Tara is about to super and you kick her the ball and she does the most embarrassing thing of her life. But it was your fault. It was your fault. Leave her alone. She did nothing wrong. Be nice. An important part of passing is being able to recognize goal opportunities, knowing when there's a weakness in the defense. Maybe they're out of position, there's nobody in the middle, you've got a teammate who's got their wall break super and they're going to score. Always be alert and see if you have those passing opportunities to set up goals, and also create them yourself. Run into a position, take a position where you can receive the pass and score a goal if you're able to. Find a weakness in the defense and let your teammates find you with the ball. Also, if you've killed the enemy team and you need to grab the ball, you should make a relay line of sorts. So the person closest to the goal should stay by the goal to receive the pass, and the person closer to the ball should run to the ball and kick it to them. But don't just mindlessly kick it up to your teammates. Goal scoring is the flashy fun part of Brawl Stars, but you miss out on goal opportunities without even realizing it. It's important to recognize what a goal scoring opportunity actually looks like, to know when the enemy team is out of position, and to know how to take advantage of your abilities in order to score. You should know how to use stuns, movement, and wall break to your advantage to score goals, so I'm going to go through every brawler that has an effective way of scoring goals with these abilities and show you how to use them. Stuns can remove the enemy's ability to pick up the ball, and also be used to kick the ball out of their hands. Most just require a well-timed gadget or super, but with Buster, you'll have a hard time actually getting it off fast enough. So either pass the ball against the wall to yourself and activate your gadget, or have your teammate shoot and you pull the defenders away. Cordelia's super isn't a stun, but it works in the same way, bypassing the enemy. With Gale, you have to make sure to move them out of the way so they can't pick the ball up. Chester's is especially potent since the enemy doesn't know if you have the stun or not, and Meeple's only works if he's on low HP, and it's pretty impractical. You can even use Sam's pull gadget if you're a complete sicko. Dribbling is when you use any ability that can get yourself and the ball up the map together really fast. With Melody's dribble, you want to kick the ball up with your normal ammo and then super up to catch up to it. Moe's is amazing because not only does he have immunity and knockback at the end of his super, but he has a second super to kick the ball into the net. With Daryl, you kick the ball up with a normal ammo and then roll with your super. And Daryl also has the added benefit of being able to knock people back with his super, so you can move people out of the way or kick the ball out of their hands. I don't know if you can tell, but I literally don't play Mortis, but he's pretty fast too. Carl's flying hook is a great dribble, but unfortunately it's his worst gadget, so you're not going to be using it a lot. You can combo Graze with the long pull to do some really cool tricks. I almost forgot Ollie, bro. This is actually disgusting. Like, just look at this. You just move across the entire map, mute everybody. They just follow you in a little Congo line while you score on them. It's insane. Wall breaks are obviously great in general for exposing the goal, but when timed correctly, you can create a nearly undefendable shot with a wall break. Colt's gadget is amazing for scoring goals, but in a pinch, you can use your super. Since Ruff's wall break takes so long to land, you can do the entire shot yourself. Brock's gadget is... Oh, what the hell? Alright, 1 second, sorry. Brock's gadget is very similar to Colt's gadget, just time it well and have a teammate shoot for you. His super also works in a pinch, but it's harder to time. Chester's wall break goal is even better than his stun goal, and it can knock enemies away. If an enemy is foolish enough to step on Bo's mines, that's an easy goal, but you can also time a sneaky goal by using his tripwire and shooting as they explode. This final category is the beasts, the brawlers that combine knockback or wall break or mobility or all three and are just absolute goal scoring machines. A well-timed Frank super can take out every wall and everyone, leading to an easy goal. Primo can not only score with a cheeky gadget, but his super is one of the best goal scoring abilities in the entire game. Not only does it function as a long distance dribble, but it also has a knockback for enemy brawlers and a wall break, which allows him to make some absolutely unreal plays. Also, if you're trying to stop a Primo from kicking the ball towards you and then supering on top of it, your best chance is just to grab the ball and then clear it so that he can't get it. Shelly might have the most simple yet unstoppable goal in the entire game. A shot plus a quick super moves every wall and every player out of the way. With good coordination, a bull super, and a well-placed teammate's pass is a nearly unstoppable goal combo. There's also all sorts of solo bull plays you can make to score goals, which I'm sure anyone who watches Pika already knows about. That's all the best and most common goals that you can score with brawlers, but there's plenty of other abilities in the game you can score with, and I'm sure they'll add plenty more. Now for some other common scoring tips. If you're trying to juke an opponent out, an easy way to do that is to move in one direction and fire your shot in another. In a one-on-one, this can be a pretty unstoppable combo, but it might also allow you to sneak in goals you have no business making. Walking the ball in is the easiest way to score, and it prevents you from looking like an idiot. When you're trying to walk the ball in for a score, hug the walls next to the goal. That way, respawning enemies don't have an angle to shoot you until the very last second. This is going to allow you to walk in so many more shots. Another trick for walking it in is to try and bait as many opponent shots as possible. If they don't have the ammo to kill you, they can't stop you from walking it in. Brawlers that dash with their attack or their super can't actually hold the ball while they're in that animation, so you can kick it straight through them. Trick shots are usually meant to be flashy, not functional. But a simple back wall trick shot will score you so many goals that you couldn't kick in any other way. Just make sure to run in the opposite direction you kick it in so that you don't accidentally catch your own ball. Also, the back wall has to actually be there, Samuel. Alright, now before I go over some clips, here's how to play goalie since I couldn't fit it in the ball control section. If you're on defense and your goal is blocked by a sprout wall, what you shouldn't do is run forwards because an invincibility shield actually destroys a sprout super. If you're in a one-on-one trying to stop an attacker from scoring on you, then your best course of action is to run towards them, because closing the gap reduces the amount of angles they're actually able to shoot the ball in. As you can see in this clip here, this Primo clogs the entire left side, meaning I have to shoot right and the game ends before the ball can even go in. Another important thing when you're shot blocking with a teammate is to pick a side and stay home. If you're in a call with them, then call it out. But if you're with a random and you're on one side and they're on the other, stick to your side. Impossible goals become possible when you get out of position. This is also probably why you suck at brawl hockey. Your positioning is bad. All right, we're gonna go review some clips now. Some like misplays, See what they did wrong. I was gonna have my camera on for this, but like, y'all know what I look like. For some reason, this Colt immediately sabotages his Dynamite and then he just dies. The second the walls are broken, the Dynamite pees his pants. And the Rico in the top right does literally nothing the entire time, so I can just walk up the middle and shoot it into the goal. No single player on their team is really at fault for this. I think all of them literally made the worst possible decision they could have. This ball is kicked off and Piper is immediately jumping out of her seat to turn it over. Don't give the ball to the enemy team. Ever, but especially don't give it to a Melody. So as we can see, he runs up and he has an open goal and a lot of HP, so he could have just walked in and it's a Melody, but he decides to corner it. And then this part is special, so we're going to slow it down for you. He shoots at her with the invincibility shield and he missed anyways. He picks the ball up for no reason to waste another ammo because he has to kick it away. And then he finally shoots her twice before picking up the ball again and giving it to the other team. I saved the best for last, the worst collapse in Brawl Stars history. So the Colt and Chester both go hard focus on the Charlie, and then the Byron leaves his lane too, so there's literally nobody on me. Not that the Byron was going to stop a Sam anyways. And they respawn, they're like, alright guys, we gotta watch out for the Sam. We have to not let him do that again. Not only has the Byron given up 15 seconds into the game, but the Colt doesn't hit a single shot.